And this is how you do a home and back run in a car that stinks a dog. Got smellies hanging off every surface we can. I will get in here and do the full wet clean with G101 in the machine, a strong mix of G101 in the machine, and then we'll give it a going over with, again, with the wet vac and lavender oil in it, and then we'll leave a big tub of bicarbonate soda in there, and by the time we've done that process we should have killed off the bacteria that's causing the smell. Well guys, the news is that dog smell Astra actually drives really well, but like I say, the clutch being a little bit grabby from, you know, full stop junctions, which you soon quite get used to. It drives really well. It's got loads of punch from that diesel, loads of torque. The 6-speed box means you get the revs are down really low once you get up and running. It's hardly use any fuel at all, and it just no knocks and bangs and clunks. It's just like we thought, to be fair. It is, you know, it's a little bit scruffy on the outside, but in terms of mechanically, it's been really well looked after. It drives really well. So I think this is the £30 road tax, isn't it? And I would imagine 50 mpg plus was an easy thing to get out of it. Yeah, so get it all cleaned up, and I think it should be a nice car for someone. So Mike's due from Wales today to come and pick up the Jag, which I haven't moved since he said he's going to have it. So I need to drive it around, make sure everything's freed up, and then give it a clean because it's been sitting underneath these trees for a little while. So this is the Jag we got from the Kia main dealer part exchange yard that had the boost fault that Moore's tracked down to a cracked inlet on the top of the engine there, and changed it over. And Mike's got a chap that I think he takes these out of the country actually, but this one does clean up nice, and it's a really nice spec one. With that 3-litre twin turbo diesel, it flipping goes like a whippet, but hopefully the battery's not dead. Fair play. It's been sitting for about 3 weeks. Such a nice car. You know, the thing, every time you get in it, it's going to get you to work all right, and you're going to have a lot of fun in it, but every now and then it's going to throw codes, or a little electrical bug's going to come up, and you have to be prepared to live with that with these things. Otherwise, go and buy a flipping i10. Do you know what I mean? Or a new car, of course. Right, let's drive around, make sure the brakes are freed up and all that, and then give it throw a bucket over it. Yep, start, stops. Seems okay. Gave it a quick boost from the back up here, got into boost, and boosted okay. So let's throw a bucket over it. There she is, all cleaned up for Mike. So it's a fantastic looking car, isn't it? Okay guys, so I've just discovered I've made a costly mistake. So the Fiat 500 outside that I've taken the ECU off and sent off to ECU that had the random misfire. Well, I was absolutely right, it is faulty. ECU testing have confirmed that the unit's faulty, so no problem at all. Like I say, I've had it a couple of times before. It's going to cost £319.80 including the VAT to get the work done. £53 of it is VAT, so it's about £26 odd. Sorry, £256 odd for the unit. But I've just gone to my Warranty Wise to check, because Warranty Wise will cover these ECUs. So for a Fiat 500, the warranty itself is worth it just for the risk of that alone. But I just discovered I had forgot to actually register the warranty. So it would have cost me about £120 to warranty the Fiat 500. And Warranty Wise would have paid out for that unit and paid for fitting and all kinds of stuff. Obviously fitting only takes 5 minutes, so that's not a concern. So it's going to cost me about £100 more than it should have done, because I forgot to register the warranty. I mean, sometimes when the people are very local to me, I don't register the warranties. I just give my own warranty because they're going to come back to me anyway, so I might as well just flip in do it that way. Yeah, in this occasion, would have saved myself some money. Bit frustrating, but there you go, is what it is. Let's get the paid for, get the unit back, get it in, get our customer back on the road. So got the mirror back on Mitsubishi that we painted the other day with the textured finished paint. So that's going down for MOT now, and we'll see what that throws up. Haven't had a look at trying to get the little dings out this wing yet. Don't do that when it comes back. But I'm swapping it out now because actually the RAV4 is being brought back to me. If you saw the earlier video, the RAV4 I sold, a 2006 RAV4, needed the catalytic converter after a few weeks out on the road, and me and the customer agreed a 60-40 split. Well, I'm going to have very good news for the customer when he comes in, because those legends at Moores, even though the book said it was 8 hours, said they don't know what they're on about, and it took them 2 hours to do it. And Moores being Moores, they didn't do, which you know, you might expect some to do, tack a few more hours on top and say, well, he's still in less than he was going to be. They've given me exactly what exactly how long it took them. So obviously the deal I did with the customer was that we'd go 60-40 on it, so the customer's going to get a majorly reduced bill, so they should be very happy. Now with this Mitsubishi, when I first put it on camera, I said, oh, I hadn't done the key right to do the central locking. It appears this has no central locking at all. You have to lock all the doors manually, and all the mirrors are manual. There's no electric adjustment for the mirrors at all. They're all manual. There isn't even a little toggle inside to adjust them from inside, which seems really strange, unless they really do an absolute base model on these. I mean, he's going away and check for 2015 though, for it not to have central locking and for it to have no manual means of adjusting mirrors inside. Seems very strange. I can't, for the life of me, I can't, unless it's staring me right in the face, I cannot see anywhere to adjust your mirrors. Both of them have just got plain caps on. There were electrics in the door for electric mirrors, but I imagine they are probably fitted in as the option anyway. But there's no controls anywhere here for the mirrors. There's a lot of blanks here. There's a blank there that you'd expect for electric mirror, and there's a blank there for something. Maybe they did an absolutely base model one. And unfortunately, you just, oh, did I check that before? Unfortunately, with these types of cars, you learn as you go what spec-wise you need to be going for on these cars. I'm going to do a little bit more research. And if that is the case, then I need to not be spending any more real money doing stuff. Like I say, I'll try and poke out the dents on that wing there a little bit. I'll get it for the MOT advisory free, but I don't think I'm going to go crazy making it perfect, because this needs to be super budget cheap, doesn't it really? But definitely in any adverts worth pointing out the features it doesn't have, I think, and this one to save yourself a lot of heartache when people turn up and try and talking them around to accepting a car that doesn't have central locking and has manually adjustable mirrors. I guess coming from a car dealer point of view though, nice thing about it is there's next to nothing to go wrong. Touch wood. It's either under the engine bay or it's nothing, because you've got really nothing else at all to go wrong with it. And he's giving me proper shit because apparently I said this might need a clutch. What do you reckon? No. Am I being a moaning mini again? Am I? Yeah. So he's just saving the price of a clutch, so we best go to the pub and have some lunch, don't we? He's fallen in love with the Scabby X type. You know, people often say I'm a hell of a salesman. Well, I have literally just sold Mike the biggest piece of poop ever, I think. No, I think you need parts of it, don't you, Mike? Yeah. So it'll part it out.
This is a lunch made be delirious.
I think it is. It's the Devonair and the lunch. Is yeah. You'll buy anything off me now, so we'll. Right, I've got a Citroen DS too. I've got a Citroen DS3, Mike. Okay, so the boys are off back to Wales. Safe journey. In his Jag. Yeah, we'll get that retail ready for you in a week. That'll be no problem at all, mate. It'll look like a little diamond. I'm not touching that thing for that money. See you later, guys. Cheers. See you later. Why do they keep letting him into Devon, eh?
Yo, James. Back in Cardiff.
So first job of the day is clean the RAV4 for the gentleman who's just had the catalytic converter and the brake pedal switch changed out. Total bill was about £500, I think, and he's paying £110 of it as per our agreement. And from what I was speaking to someone on the phone yesterday, it appears he's pretty happy with that. But as you know, I never like to send them out dirty, so we're going to give it a quick wash before he gets here. I haven't got long, but I think it's always nice to hand them back clean. That's Sean off in the RAV4. You can just see him disappearing off over there. Oh, there he goes. That gives me a warm fuzzy feeling. He was well chuffed with the deal I did. He said I'd gone above and beyond, and he doesn't know any other dealer he think would have done that. So, you know, considering he still had to put his hand in his pocket, you know, fairly early on in the ownership of the car, he said the fact that you were willing to give me 100% of my money back straight away, he said was absolutely brilliant. He said he didn't know anybody else to do that. And then the fact that I managed to get the price, you know, for including the switch, like I said, switch being replaced with the ABS and the catalytic converter being done. I mean, the quote was, you know, in the region of £800 odd, wasn't it, initially? Obviously, Moores did a solid, only charged 2 hours labour for the changing of the cat, even though all the online systems said 8 hours. Bill came out at just under 500 quid, and he's had to pay £111 including VAT. So 90 odd quid excluding VAT. And, you know, he's happy, so... And in fact, he's really happy, which makes me really happy because that means I know I've done the right thing by him. And he's really happy, and off he goes. And that's, you know, in those kind of circumstances, sometimes people aren't quite as reasonable as Sean was. He's a lovely, lovely guy. I must get down and use his business down in Croyd. He's got a pizza place down in Croyd. Must get down and use that. Be reciprocal with the old business. So yeah, it's a good result for everyone, I guess, at the end of the day. But as I always say, same old, obviously I've had to foot 300 and whatever out of it. The money's not yours until the warranty period's over, guys. I can't stress that enough. And again, when you see these headline profit figures on these channels, and you see people take your car and part exchange or buy it and then put it up with, you know, £1,000, £1,500 on it. Just bear in mind, there's that 20% VAT they've got to pay on the margin, regardless of how much money. It's on the gross margin. So if you put £1,500 up on a car, roughly 300 quid margin, 1,000, roughly 200 quid goes to the VAT man. Regardless of the fact, if you then go on to put £1,000 into that car just to get it right, you've got that. And then even when you do sell the car afterwards, you've got the warranty claims. So that's why you buy off a dealer rather than private, because obviously if Sean had bought that car off somebody private, he would have been on the hook for full retail price of replacing that catalytic converter. I'm sure there's a lot of people wouldn't have done what Moores did for us, and the full retail price of doing the switch for the ABS. And he probably would have been on the thick end of £700 odd, because obviously he got my reduced labour rates with Moores, and I'm claiming back the VAT from the repair as well. So he got paid £111 including the VAT to have the repair done. And that's why you buy off a dealership rather than off a private driveway. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy off private driveways. Obviously, I'm not saying everyone should go to dealerships. I'm just saying if you're not so confident with cars, and you want a little bit more security in the purchasing of a car, then, you know, dealership is the way to go. I'm not saying private people aren't honest and can't sell honest cars. They can. But again, they don't know what might go wrong with it once it starts being used on a more regular basis by a different person. You know, everybody's driving styles are differently. Do you know what I mean? You might have babied it along and they might start hammering it all of a sudden, and that's going to start to, on older cars, is going to start to get you throwing codes and all sorts of stuff. Look what's back from Moores. They just dropped it back to me, and lo and behold, it did have a pipe that had come loose, and that's where the boost was escaping. I've just had another drive of it now, and it's a little terror again. It's got a really nice low down punch now. Now Moores have decided that it's something they disturbed when they were working on the car and refused to charge me anything. So that was free. So again, just can't thank the guys down there. And you know, enough. Picked the car up, did the fix, dropped it back again. Didn't want to charge me anything. So I think it's time this goes up for sale now, guys. I think I am going to put it up for sale. It can go. What have you got? You've got an erratic idle that comes in every maybe 5 or 6 times you start. I can't really say exactly when, but other than that, it drives perfectly. It's going to go out with a 6-month warranty on it, with Warranty Wise, which is going to be the highest. It'll be platinum, and as the car has a full service history, if that fault becomes worse and can be identified as to what it is, then it will be covered under the warranty. But you know, I'm going to stand by whoever has the car. But realistically, at the end of the day, I've now driven this car for pretty much a week, and all bar that loss of boost that time due to the pipe, it's driven perfectly. a car with a fault is not necessarily a faulty car, as they say, and this car is totally usable as a day-to-day vehicle with no problems whatsoever. And if that problem is something, you know, more serious and is going to get worse, I think that that's definitely going to happen within a 6-month period. So we'll be able to identify and sort it out. But if nothing other happens than that, then, you know, maybe even just with, you know, good fresh fuel in it and used daily again, it will improve, because it just definitely seems to be happening less often now, I think, than when we first had it in. But you know, I might advise the customer that, you know, occasionally it's had a slightly lumpy idle, but doesn't seem to be doing any harm, and see how we get on with that way. But I just don't think there's any reason to be sticking this through an auction and taking a hit on it when it's a perfectly usable, drivable car that's, you know, that's absolutely fine, and 99% of people probably would never even notice it. So it's time to put it out the door and see how we get on. Oh, Citigo Parts have sent me my nuts and bolts for the VW up. We can bolt the headlight back on, and that means we can get the bumper on and we can have a look at how it looks all together. Right, headlamps on with the new headlamp fitting kit, and they're nice and tight now. So it was well worth getting those without having to fiddle around trying to come up with other solutions. So let's get the bumper on and see how it looks with the bumper on. Now, they will need adjustment once the bumper on. Obviously, I've just rung the bolts at the moment, but there's a lot of adjustment in the headlights to move them up and close panel gaps around here and so forth. But let's just get a rough idea of how it looks. Well, we've got a problem, guys, because I'm not sure these headlights are right, because that fitting, unless I'm doing something wrong, this fitting's leaving a bulge here on both sides, and that seems to want to hit the bodywork there. So I'm wondering if these headlights are the wrong headlights. Maybe off a later car, a facelift car or something. I need to go online and have a little look around, because it seems to me that they shouldn't have this sharper edge to them. They should have some kind of different curvature, unless I'm doing something fundamentally wrong, which is always possible. Obviously, guys, before we start jumping around saying it's all bent up, it's not. Obviously, all this is brand new. So either I've got the headlights fitted wrong, which doesn't look like they can go further back or up, I don't think, or one of these components is wrong. Now, these are probably aftermarket, and they could be for like a facelift or something. That's what I need to do my research on. Yep, I think that's our problem. I think this is a 2018. It's a 2013. You look there, that looks like a shorter uptick there, whereas here we've got quite a lengthy uptick, and then we've got this gap here in the grille, whereas we haven't got the gap there. I think that edge might be the same, but I think it's an adjustment on the bumper. I think that's a longer, lower slope than on that one there. So I think I'll subscribe. We've got 2000 later 2018 style headlights, and we need the earlier 2013. So unfortunately, any chances of doing it cheap are a bit out the window now, because those headlights are going to be expensive. Let's have a look. Yeah, I definitely think that's got a shallower tip to the front. Well, I want to call it slope to the front edge there. I think that's what's doing it. We're looking at, yeah, see, those are 2018 there. Look. Yeah, I think it's headlight. So we're gonna have to drop 160 quid in some headlights, aren't we? Unless I can find some used, I'll keep scrolling. Oh, just for anyone says, I have checked what the price of a Mark II bumper, a facelift bumpers are going to cost, because I could just swap that over, but it's going to be double the price of getting the headlights, really. So might as well just get the headlights. We don't know what else might not fit, so just going to bite a bullet and order the headlights up. So this is a bit of a switch up for you guys. I've got a car in from Moore's. They've dropped one to me for once. So they've dropped this little Fiesta in they've got. I'm not sure how they came about having it, but they're looking to sell it. And they said, could I do it all on their behalf? I think the purchase will be with them directly and warranted by them. Although I might suggest them they do a warranty wise, because whoever buys it might not necessarily be local. But it's a 2010 Fiesta. Good news, 5-door, which is always the most popular for the Fiestas. Nice metallic blue. Bodywork is in good nick. Personally, I'd pop these wheel caps off, give those steels a bit of a paint, and then put the wheel trims back on again. The wheel trims themselves seem in good nick. Yeah, the paint's in good nick. The wing mirror is decent. Those scrapes on that. There is a crack down here on the corner of the bumper, but to be honest, I suspect they'll leave that and just, you know, price the car keenly, I think. But it's good otherwise. I think it'll polish up quite nicely. That wing mirror's got no scrapes on it. This door seems good. This rear door seems good. Coming around the back, there's a little bit on here on the back of the bumper, but again, I think they'll probably leave that because it'll add quite a lot of cost. That bumper looks like it's been replaced. It looks lighter, or it might just fade at a different rate, which plastics do. So I mean, yeah, overall, actually, the bodywork's really, really good on it. Now, if I remember, the mileage is decent as well. I've got the keys on me. I should have the keys on me, shouldn't I? 69,000 miles. So for 2010, it's decent mileage. 69,613, decent mileage. It smells like a Ford Fiesta. It's funny smell, isn't it? You get with all these, they all smell so. Seats are in good nick. Rear one's really, really clean. This front one's good. We'll look at the drivers in a second. But yeah, things like the gear knob, steering wheel. I'm a bit jealous that they got this, to be honest. It'd be a nice piece of stock for me. Actually, I might even consider, so I'll put a bid into them, see if they want me just to sell it, just to buy it off them for stock. So what have we got? We've got auxiliary input with a CD radio. We've got air conditioning. There's auxiliary input down there. Volume controls. I mean, this is a perfect first car, isn't it? I need to look up the specs on this. Let me go and check the specs on it because I don't know what engine it's got. Don't know anything about service history, but we'll go and get the keys. We'll have a look in the engine bay. And we'll start her up and we'll have a little whip around the car park and see what we think. Because I get the opportunity to then give it a little test and see if it's worth having a bid myself. So I've educated myself and it's the 1.25 Edge. And that 1.25 is a little Zetec engine, which is a good unit, isn't it? Would be nice to know the service history on it. Checked out the value. Auto Trader says 4250 for this age and miles, and having a look at what's being sold on Auto Trader, that seems about right. Personally, I think I'd be tempted to 3995 it. I always like to be the keenest priced. Well, good signs out the gate. Nice clear coolant. That looks very fresh. So it makes you wonder if they've done a pump or something like that. Is this chain, is it? Or is this cam belt? Well, I've got to cover up there, presumably it is cam belt. Yeah, it's a 1.2 Zetec, it's going to be cam belt, isn't it? Nice clear cap there. Let's have a look at the oil level. I did run it a minute ago. Oof, very clean oil. Very clean oil, so it's had a service very recently as well. Wonder what the history is on it. Get myself excited about this. This is a retail car, you know. I think it said flat. I do it 3995. Actually, no, sorry. 3995 if it did the paint. You'd need to do the paint for 3995. I think if you weren't going to do the paint, something like 3.5 maybe. Or maybe something like 3.7. Probably it's a bit more realistic actually. It doesn't cost 500 quid to do those two bits, does it? So maybe like 3.7. And let's get the wheel steering lock off a second. Let's try start up. Starts on the button. Nice and quiet. Let's do a knocks and bangs test. Hopefully it won't boing boing at me not having a seatbelt on. Well, this is good up here. This gets marked up quite a lot. I've seen that peel quite a lot on these. That's all good. Gearbox feels all right. I haven't asked them about driving it anywhere, so I'll just do this little test in the car park, give us a good rough idea. But everything seems smooth so far. Brakes are good. Not hearing any clonks or bangs. Nice empty car park today because it's a Friday. Everybody else has gone home. Bar Mr. AMG. Do like an AMG. Might have to treat myself at some point. Well, obviously Ford Fiestas this age, you can get a knock on the back where the bushes were out the back, but that all seems pretty good. Did we look at the driver's seat? I can't remember if we did or not. Got electric mirrors as well. Electric front windows. Driver's seat's bang on. This is going to come up mint, you know. For those, it'd be worth doing the paint on this, because actually doing the paint on it would be mint. Right. Let's let them know what I think it's worth and we'll see what happens. Obviously, if you're interested and they decide they want to sell it themselves and you're interested, bung me a message. But I would say don't expect to get it for less than £4 with the paint done, and don't expect it to get less for 3.7 with the paint as it is. And that's the Nissan sold. We do now have a part exchange RAV4 though. Now this one, it's got a bit of a dodgy paint on the door there, and well, let's go and get the keys and start it up. I think it had a little bit of a, it wasn't the fastest starting, but then again it is an old car, isn't it, I guess. I mean, that might buff up a bit better than it is actually. Let's go and get the key. Other than that doors, it's actually quite a tidy little car. It's a nice metallic blue. It's only got 4 months MOT on it, MOT till September. It's got, what's the mileage again? 128,000 miles. Yeah, I mean, it starts, it's just a little slower than perhaps a newer car. It's a bit of an older diesel, isn't it? A little bit clattery. The MOT history didn't read too bad on it. It's got nice leather. Obviously not anything I can retail. New tyre there. New tyre there. It looks like that's brand new tyre that there. Yeah, brand new rubber all round. That alarm's still going. Yeah, condition wise it's nice. I say other than that door, but that might, like I say, that might improve quite a bit with a buff. That the actual colour is a really nice metallic blue. XT4, I'm sure you guys will tell me where that is spec wise. It's got nice running boards. Cheap little truck for someone, isn't it, really? What do we reckon it's worth? Any traders out there that would like this, bung me a message on Instagram. It's not something I can retail. I'm staying away from all the older stuff now, to be honest, guys. But yeah, be a nice little truck for someone. So obviously with part exchange deals, I've not really made any money out of it until I get rid of the part exchange. I also, you know, my conscience gets the better of me the way it always does. I had the car up at 6,995 on Facebook, which is where the customer saw it. When I put it through Auto Trader, it said the retail was about 6,500. I knew my car was far cleaner than anything on Auto Trader, and that couple just said exactly the same thing. They said your car was brand new, advisory free MOT, and was immaculate. Said that you wouldn't believe the stuff we've gone and seen at dealers that was scruffy, didn't have an MOT on it, it was scruffy, dirty, paint marks. He said this is by far and away the best. I knew mine was the best, so I put it up at 6,995 on Auto Trader, but had it at 6,695 on Auto Trader, but had it at 6,995 on Facebook. So when this couple came to see it, knowing they'd seen it on Facebook, I said to them, look, I'll be straight with you. The Facebook price is slightly higher to allow for the people to knock me down. I've got it on Auto Trader at 6,995. You can have it at 6,995. And of course, they appreciated the honesty. But I also said to them, I said, that does mean when it comes to your part exchange, you know, I could have given you a higher price. I could have just quoted the 6,995 off of Facebook and given you like another 300 quid on the car. without losing any margin at all. I said, but obviously telling you the truth that 6,995 on Auto Trader, then the part exchange of your vehicle will be sort of non-negotiable. It will just be that's the price I can offer on it. So yeah, well, that's where we are with that. But again, you know, I'd be mortified if someone went and saw the car on Auto Trader at 6,995 and then found they'd buy it at 6,995. Wouldn't sit right with me at all, however much more I'd given them on the part exchange. So there we go. And they were very happy. Said they were going to recommend me. And again, really, really nice people, you know, just really nice people. And they're local, which I like, and they know people I know locally, which is good. And, you know, they really appreciated the level of preparation we'd done on the vehicle against a lot of the other stuff they'd seen. So yeah, another nice sale. But we are down now to only one vehicle up for sale. The ASX, I need to really, really get a wriggle on now. Right, just spoke to Moores. I am going to sell the Fiesta on their behalf just because they don't like to deal with sales types of things. But good news is they're going to pick it up and go and have do the cam belt on it. So it's going to come out with a new MOT and a cam belt on it. Yeah, so new MOT, new cam belt, 69,000 miles. I said 3,695 because for 300 quid for those 2 bits of paint, someone can have it done if they want to have it done, and that's still 200 quid. Sorry, Auto Trader is 4,295, I'd say, with the paint done. So I think I said 3,995 if you did the paint. So we're going to go 3,695, do a cam belt, new MOT on it. But leave the paint as it is, and then someone can decide if they want to bank the saving or go and get that bit of paint work done, because they get it done for 300 quid and they'll be still slightly under what retail is for it, and they'll go out with a warranty wise on it, because I said to them it might not be a local person that buys the car. If someone local buys the car, they're happy just to warranty it themselves. So yeah, be a good little car for someone. So we'll get it all cleaned, get the cam belt done, get it all cleaned up, do a photo shoot, and yeah, nice little motor.